friends, my name is Janet and this is my yoga dog Nikki, and he's just making a cameo appearance because he's so darn cute, aren't you? We miss being at the yoga studio with all of our friends, but here we are at home and we practice every day. So you might see him flip in and out of the screen. Maybe he'll even bust into a little down dog or up dog to give a good idea of what those postures look like. Today is beginning yoga. So even if you're an advanced yoga practitioner, beginning yoga is a great thing to come back to just to work on the foundation of some of the postures you're used to. Thank you for the kisses. All right, so before we get started, we're going to need some props for beginning yoga. So let me ask you to grab, if you're lucky enough to have a block at home, grab a block. Most of us probably don't, so some sort of Tupperware or Rubbermaid product, a bigger one because you want it to be probably almost as high as a block. So find something that you can use. We'll be using that in our practice. And then the other prop that we'll be using is to have a strap. Now in a yoga room, the strap tends to be really long and wonderful, but today I'm going to use one of my soft cotton belts. It's a double D ring belt, so that'll work. And you can see it's not as long, but for my size body, that works. If you need a bigger one, you could probably use a necktie. That works a lot. Oftentimes I see teachers do that. And today's practice, although it's beginning, we're going to work a little bit, so maybe grab some water, have it handy. You might want to get a sip of water. Okay, to begin with, we're going to break down the yoga push-up. The yoga push-up is one of the more challenging things, especially for women, because we don't have a lot of upper body strength. We build it in our yoga practice and it creates a little bit of balance in our body. But let's take that strap and make a loop. So whether it's a necktie and you're tying some sort of a slip knot or a knot, or in my belt here, I just looped it through. I want this belt to fit at your elbow crease below your chest. And then as you place it in, you want to bring your elbows in close to the body and make sure they're squeezed in tight. I might want this a little tighter. Okay. So while you're getting that into place, let me kind of give you an explanation for this. When we do yoga push-ups, we want to keep the arms in close. Because the yoga push-up, called the Chaturanga Dandasana, is used to transition from high plank to low plank into a back bend called up dog, which I'll demonstrate in a moment. So to begin, let's take that strap around your elbow crease and then come down to tabletop, hands and knees on your mat. If it feels like the strap is going to fall off, tighten it up a little bit. You want it below your chest at the elbow crease. So I'm going to get into tabletop. Here we go. Palms beneath shoulders. There we go. Now I'm going to move into a modified plank to demonstrate. To do that, my hands usually walk forward about the length of my palms. I shift forward, tuck my pelvis in, pull my tummy tight. From there I'm going to lower, and you'll notice I can't go too far because there's that strap. It's in the way. So now I'll lift to what would be a high cobra, or if you lift your knees, it becomes an up dog. And then we'll come through tabletop for the beginning version and push back to down dog. All right, now some of you might feel like you want a greater challenge. Shift forward to high plank, the top of a push-up. Lower halfway, you have to move forward to bring the elbows back. There you go, and I'm resting my chest right there. This posture is also called crocodile, or I like to think of it, I live in Florida, as alligator. And maybe you shift forward and back and notice that you can rest on that. Turn your toes flat and lift to up dog, and then come into your downward facing dog. Whew. So try that a few times on your own, and then let's give it a try without the strap. The challenge is twofold. First, keep your elbows in tight, even below the body a little bit. Squeeze them in. And then the other thing is you really have to trust yourself, because to do this push-up, you have to move forward. So let's give it a try. Remove the strap and just try it with me if you will. I'm coming into a plank position. Maybe I'm on the knees. Please take care of yourself. I shift forward until I almost feel like I'm going to fall forward. Then my elbows close to the body, squeezing in, lift through up dog, and come to down dog. Go ahead and give that a try on your own a few times. See how that feels. And remember that for yourself. This is something you might be working on. And for our practice today as we get moving, you may decide that it's better for your body, instead of moving through the push-up, to just wade in down dog. So that's an option, and I'll be demonstrating that when we get to flow. Come to seated on your mat. So as you come to seated, we take just a few minutes here to center ourselves on the breath. And to do this, I recommend placing one hand on your chest and one hand on your tummy. And in this way, you can feel your body breathing. It might be helpful to close your eyes to really feel the breath. Sit up nice and tall and relax your shoulders down and back. Seal your lips. Breathe slowly in and out of your nose. Where do you feel the breath the most in your body? Some of you might feel it in your tummy, others in your chest, and some of you might be most aware of the breath as it flows in and out of your nose. There's no right or wrong answer. I just ask you to feel whatever it is you're feeling. Now let's bring the hands to prayer position in front of your heart. And maybe you bow your chin slightly as we set an intention for our practice today. To appreciate change, to accept new beginnings. Take a deep breath in, draw that intention in. And as you breathe out, open your eyes and release your hands down to your knees or your thighs. The yoga push-up is challenging for the shoulder joint area. Let's examine what we feel in our shoulders by squeezing our shoulders forward. Breathe in to take them up towards your ears, and breathe out to squeeze your shoulders down and back. Do that with your breath. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, down and back. One more time. Breathe in, shoulders up, and exhale them down and back. Reverse the direction. Breathe in to squeeze your shoulders back and up, and as you exhale, bring them forward and down. Do that a couple more times. Back and up. Exhale, forward and down. One more time. Breathe in, back and up. Exhale, down and front. Now let's articulate one shoulder at a time. Take just one shoulder, breathe in, take it up, exhale it down and back. Other shoulder up, exhale it down and back. Keep it going a few times. Feels kind of sexy, right? Alrighty, let's make a change and come into tabletop onto your hands and knees on your yoga mat. So as you shift into tabletop position, align your wrists beneath your shoulders, align your hips beneath your knees. There we go, that's a nice square table. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. This is called cow pose. And as you exhale, round the spine, press your back toward the ceiling, cat pose. Move with the rhythm of your breath. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Keep it flowing. Good. The next time you come to cow pose, curl your toes under, lead with your tail, and exhale, push up and back to downward facing dog, just like Nikki does first thing in the morning. He stretches out his legs, lets his head hang heavy. So do the same in your body. Look forward at your hands, spread your fingers wide, press firmly through your thumb and first finger. Look back at your feet, bend your knees. It's not so important that your heels touch the mat, but your feet are hip distance apart. If you'd like to pedal out the legs again, do that. Or find stillness. Let's examine the shoulders again, thinking about our yoga push-up. Breathe in, shift forward to high plank. Now for some of you, you might have to walk your hands forward or step your feet back because we choose to go shorter in the down dog in our alignment. But for today's practice, try to keep it here. Breathe in and exhale to down dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, high plank, feel your shoulders. Exhale, down dog, pull your belly tight. One more time. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. On your inhale, look forward, and as you exhale, step to forward fold. Now here in this forward fold, I want you to keep your feet hip distance apart. That's the same as 2 fists between your arches. If you can't reach the ground, which is very common for many of us, grab your Rubbermaid or your Tupperware or whatever you've got and place it beneath your hands. See if you can let your head hang heavy. It's good to bend the knees here. Give your body a little extra space to stretch into the lower back. You can bend one knee, straighten the opposite leg. Or if you feel stable, hold on to opposite elbows and sway gently side to side. Go ahead and release your hands to the mat or to your Tupperware or your Rubbermaid or whatever you're using. Bring your feet together and round all the way up to standing. Woo. If You feel a little dizzy, it's okay, just give yourself a moment to adapt. We'll go through sun salutations. Sun salutation A 3 times. The first time we'll go really slow, really think about alignment and what the posture looks like and feels like in the body. The second 2 rounds will flow with our breath. That's called vinyasa, or breath synchronized movement. So step toward the top of your mat. You probably don't need your Tupperware container for this. And breathe in to sweep your arms high over your head. This is a version of mountain that creates more extension in the body because we're reaching up. Draw your tail under, pull your belly in, relax your shoulders from your ears. Take a couple more breaths here, feeling strong. Check that your knees are not locked out, but they're ever so softly bent so that the muscles in your thighs are working. Some say it feels like the thigh muscles lift the kneecaps a little bit when you do this. What do you feel in your body? Breathe it. Inhale. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. It's more challenging with your feet together. So if you feel more stable, separate your feet and have your block or your Tupperware container close by. Breathe into a halfway lift. One of the more challenging postures. It's good to bend the knees. You're really trying to take any rounding out of the back by pulling your shoulders back, lifting your head, and maybe even feel like you're sticking your tail out a little bit. Gaze down, out in front of you, just a little bit. Breathe in. And as you exhale, plant your palms and step back to high plank top of a push-up. So let's take 3 options. Inhale, then exhale to downward facing dog. That's option number 1. Or come back to plank, try this, lower to the knees, tuck your pelvis, remember what we practiced in the beginning, and exhale lower with your elbows close to your body. Here you might take a low cobra, just a little back bend, especially if your back is tender, and then exhale to downward facing dog. If you're feeling really strong, try the full version. Breathe in, shift forward, keep your elbows next to the body as you exhale, lower down. Just halfway. Inhale, roll over the feet to up dog. Knees and thighs are off the mat. Gaze is forward. Pull the shoulders down and back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Nice work. So you know now what works best for you. Make wise choices for your body. Here we go. Breathe in, look forward, and exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain. Let's flow 2 times with the breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. You're going to shift forward, lower halfway. Breathe into up dog or maybe cobra, and breathe out to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Woo. Nice and deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, step to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. 3rd round, here we go. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, lifts you to up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit down and reach up. So as you come to chair pose, in theory, it's like you're sitting into a chair. The most extreme or correct alignment would be to get so deep that your femur bones are parallel to the earth. Woo! That's a little much for beginning, so lift a little bit. Be watchful that your knees don't push beyond your toes. So back your seat up. If you can look down and see your toes, you're doing it right. If your shoulders are tender, your arms are out. If you can, reach your arms high. Woo! 1 more big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step back. You can wait in down dog or take this time to flow through your yoga push-up. Into up dog, and we meet in down dog. Whew. All right, here we go. Breathe in, take your right leg, lift it up. And as you exhale, bring your right knee toward your nose, curl your spine, pull your tummy in really tight. This will help you with our next maneuver. Inhale, re-extend your right leg high, and as you exhale, pull the tummy tight and put the right foot between your thumbs. You might need to take your right hand, pull it forward. Spin your back foot flat and cartwheel your arms up to Warrior Two. In Warrior Two, your right knee bends over your right ankle. Your back left leg is strong and straight. The left toes point to the long edge of your mat, parallel with the back end of your mat, and the front right foot points forward down the center of the mat. Lunge deep into the right knee. Reach your arms out like the letter T and turn your gaze over your right hand. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, shift forward, and exhale, tilt to extended side angle. Rest your right forearm on your right thigh, reach your left hand high. Maybe turn your gaze up to the left palm. Pull your tummy in tight. Keep the bend in the front knee. Keep the back leg straight. Breathing slowly. With your next breath in, bring it up and back to reverse warrior. Back hand down your back thigh, right arm high, check the front knee. We almost always lose the lunge. It's the momentum of the movement. So I want you to check into the right knee and bend it. And then lift your gaze. Really good. One more big breath in. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands back down and step back. Maybe come to the knees, lower halfway or all the way. Breathe into a low cobra or push into up dog and exhale to down dog. Second side, here we go. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, pull your belly tight. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step through to low lunge. Maybe take your left hand and pull it forward. Spin your back foot flat, and your inhale brings you up to Warrior Two. Again, check the front knee, it's lunging deep. Check the back leg, it's strong and straight. Back foot parallels the back edge of the mat, front toes point forward. In theory, the heel of the front foot dissects the arch of the back foot in this pose. Maybe check it out and adjust if you need to. Check that both arms are reaching out at shoulder height. The back arm tends to drop down, so bring it up. And then gaze over your left fingertips, breathe in. Lunge deep as you breathe out. Here we go. Inhale, stretch forward, exhale, tilt to extended side angle, left elbow to the left thigh. Right arm reaches high, your gaze is up. If you feel dizzy, look down or to the side. Make the posture work for you. Keep breathing. Your next inhale, reverse your warrior, left hand high, check the left knee, lunge deep into it. Right hand down the back thigh, it's light as a feather, no need to push on that leg. Gaze up, breathe in. Stay as you breathe out, one more big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back to down dog. If you feel like you want to flow through your high to low plank, we worked on it before, go for it. From down dog, look forward, step all the way through, and have a seat on your mat. Nice work. You're probably sweating a little bit, getting some energy flowing in your body, building strength. Let's grab a sip of water, and then we'll do a little bit of abdominal strengthening. All right, so strengthening the abs, having an awareness of core control. And the core is not only your abs, but also your back. Is super important for all the poses we do, whether it's the warrior poses we just did, the yoga push-up we've been working on today, or balancing on one foot, which we'll get to in a little bit. Having abdominal controls, core strength is vital, it's important. So the core in yoga and in most modalities of movement is anything from the perineum all the way to the chest, not including the shoulders. They're part of the arms, upper extremities. So in order to really feel this, let's grab our Rubbermaid, Tupperware, whatever you're using today, and squeeze it between your thighs. You're sitting on your tush. We'll get into a posture that's called boat pose or Navasana. So my feet are on the mat, my thighs are squeezing the Tupperware in, and that helps me have an awareness of the low part of my torso, my perineum, but I'm also feeling my thighs squeezing together. Roll your shoulders down and back, sit back, and maybe feel your feet lift up. If it's too much, you can put your feet down. You can flex your toes, you can point your toes, it's up to you. And then maybe you start to extend the arms, and if it hurts your backs, bring them back to the legs. We're here for 3, feeling strong, 2, 1, good. Place your feet on the mat, Take your Tupperware with you and with abdominal control, core control, lower all the way to your back. Maybe I need to move forward for a little more space. There we go. So now that I'm on my back, we're going to do what we call suitcases, or in today's age, let's call them laptops, because we're sure on our laptops a lot these days. Your legs go high, your Tupperware goes high lengthwise, and you put it between your feet and squeeze it in. As I inhale, I'm going to lengthen out as much as I can while still keeping my low back pressed into the mat. If I go too far, my back arches, it can put strain on your lower back. So keep your low back pressed in, reach your arms overhead. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift up, grab the Tupperware, and inhale, take it out like the letter V, and exhale, bring it up. Keep it going. As you inhale, you lengthen, and as you exhale, you crunch it up. So we're really working the abs here. Whew, I'm about halfway. Let's do 10 of these. I've done 5, I believe. Whew. You can make a little sound as you bring it up. Be sure you exhale as you lift, pulling the abdomen in, and inhaling as you open it up. Last 3, 2. Okay, here we go. Last one. Make it count. Nice. Next time the Tupperware comes up, bend your knees. Place the Tupperware on top of your knees. Rock a little side to side. That feels so good. Whew. Next, we're going to work on the oblique muscles, which are the twisty muscles along the waistline. They help you with twisting and so much more. So let's take the Tupperware. See if you can balance it on your feet. It's challenging. Luckily, it's lightweight. If it falls, I'll be able to grab it and not hurt myself. Of course, if you want to do this without that extra prop, you can do so. To work the twisty muscles, I'm going to take my right hand, reach up, and see if I can touch the baby toe of my left foot, the pinky toe. On your inhale, come back to center, and exhale, go the other way. Keep this going, exhaling as you lift and twist, and inhaling as you lower. Almost there. Exhaling as I lift, inhaling as I lower. Working those twisty muscles. Last 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bend your knees, grab that Tupperware on the way down. Place it on your knees, rock gently side to side. All right, moving into a little bit of back work here. I want you to take your feet to the mat. Close to your seat, your feet are separated about the same width as your prop. You're going to place the prop between your thighs like you did earlier with boat pose. Place your palms down by your seat. Keep looking directly up at the ceiling. Please do not turn your head. Press your feet firmly into the mat. Hopefully they're close to your seat. And begin to lift your pelvis up off the mat. You'll notice your chest moves towards your chin, and you can feel it in your back. Your back muscles are working. There's no pinching in the low back. You almost tuck the pelvis under, lengthening through the low back. You could stay exactly like this, or as you breathe in, lower, and as you breathe out, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. That's 2. Keep going. One more time. Now hold up there. Stay as you are. Squeeze the block or Tupperware into place and see if you can shimmy your arms underneath you, interlacing your fingers, and lift a little bit higher and hold strong. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release your hands. Roll all the way down, grab that prop and put it on top of your knees. Whew. Rock gently side to side. Then place your feet down on the mat, lift up and see if you can slide that piece of prop, Tupperware, Rubbermaid, whatever you've got. Here's a challenge. Can it hold you? I don't know. We're going to try. We're going to do a counter stretch. Laying that prop beneath your seat, not your back, but your glutes. You send your legs out. Oh, this probably worked better if I had cookies in there, right? Give it a little bit of a more substance. Oh, feels good. We're stretching out the abdomen and a little bit of belly. Nice. Now let's place our feet down. Lift your seat. Slide that prop out. We're going to use it in a moment. Set it aside. My kitty Chloe. Draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. So one of the postures we practice in yoga a lot is an arm balance called crow. We're going to do crow on our back and then try it on our feet, if you will. So let's take your hands up toward the ceiling, Big toes touch, knees open wide, and then bend your elbows toward your knees and lift your head up. Can you feel how strong your abs are working? So this is it, we're doing crow. And maybe this is your crow today, or maybe you try the full expression with me. Go ahead and let it go, draw your knees in, rock side to side. Take your fingers behind your thighs, behind your knees, rock along your spine 3 times to seated. Oh, that feels like a good massage along my spine. All right, once you come to seated, take your prop, block or Tupperware, and set it out in front of you. We're gonna come into tabletop position with our hands about 12 inches or so behind the prop, maybe a little closer, but not right next to it, and it'll make sense why. We're gonna come to lifting our tush up like down dog. Walk the feet forward for crow pose. Bend your elbows and bring your knees to the back of the arms like you just had it on the floor. If you'd like to try it, lean forward and place your forehead. Whoops. I feel like I need to be a little closer. Play around with it on your own. Forehead down to the prop and maybe lift your feet. Whew. That's crow pose. Try it a few times if you like. And when you feel like you've had enough, set that piece aside and rest in child's pose. Hi, Miss Kitty Cat. Come here, she's super shy. All right, so as we come to child's pose, your knees are wide, your big toes touch, and then your arms begin to stretch out. Whenever I practice yoga at home, she loves to come up and rub up against me in Shavasana or pigeon, some of those ending poses where I lie still for a minute or two instead of moving around all the time. When you get to child's pose, if that works for your body today, begin to notice your awareness of breath. How's your breath flowing? Do you feel like your breath is flowing nice and easy, or are you struggling to breathe? Our next postures are balancing, so I really want you to feel a connection to your breath, and that will help you when you come to balance on one foot. So if you're there, your breath is flowing smooth and deep in and out of your nose. Bring yourself up to tabletop and then push up and back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, enjoy the stretch. Notice how it's different than maybe when you started. I'm hoping you can feel this new feeling of heels getting a little closer to the mat, or maybe your arms are trembling as you get a little bit stronger. Then lift your gaze and walk forward on your mat. Soften your knees and round all the way upright to standing. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart and close your eyes for a moment. Our inspiration for our practice today was new beginnings and experiencing some of the changes we're all going through right now. And thinking about this on your yoga mat, it might help you with all the changes you're going through off the mat. Open your eyes if they're closed, and let's move into tree pose. So to find tree pose, you'll ground down into one foot. For me, it's going to be my left foot. I'll start with that. You're going to pick up the other foot and turn the knee out to the side. With your ball of your foot connected to the earth, you're doing the pose. This is one version of tree pose. This is beginning yoga. This could work best for you. It's also okay to step over to a piece of furniture like a chair or dresser for help with balance. If you feel pretty stable and balanced today, you might bring your foot up to the calf muscle, or anybody wanting to take the full expression could reach down and place the foot on the inner, left thigh. From there, your hands could stay at heart center. Feel strong in the supporting leg. Tighten the left butt muscle, the glute muscle. That stabilizes you. Relax your toes. If they're grabbing or gripping, it can be counterproductive. And if you're feeling it, extend your arms. Every time we create a change, it creates a challenge with balance. So if you're having a hard time finding balance in your life, maybe you just start adapting to that change and create a routine for yourself. What helps me, go ahead and release hands to your heart and foot to the mat. Ground yourself in the present moment. Ground firmly through the right foot and shift onto the right foot. For side 2, turn your left foot out and then place the foot either at your ankle or your calf, or bring it up to your middle thigh, inner thigh. Please avoid any connection to the knee joint area. Bringing your hands back to prayer position. Check in with the right glute. Keep it strong. Keep the legs strong. And if you feel stable, take the extra challenge and reach your arms overhead. Continue to breathe. feel that connection to this personal growth, woo, that we're feeling. All right, here we go. Hands back to heart center, and then slowly lower your foot to the yoga mat. Coming back to flow one more time, step to the front of your mat. And here we go, let's flow. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. Remember what we learned in our yoga push-up. Option to come to the knees. Shift forward, lower halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Woo! From down dog, look forward, step through, and have a seat on your yoga mat. Find your strap. As we begin to wind down, we want to work on some extension, some stretching. So your legs extend out in front of you. Make sure you've got plenty of mat behind you. Grab your strap, maybe we'll call it an arm extender, and place the strap over the balls of your feet. Try to keep your feet flexed as we move into a seated forward fold. You're going to breathe into lift up, maybe even pull your heels up if you have that flexibility. And as you breathe out, begin to bow forward. Take a few breaths here. You can lengthen through the spine for a challenge or round your spine. Everybody's different. Some of you may find you can go really deep, and others of us find just a little bit of stretch or just a little folding gives us plenty of stretch. Let's rise up and set the strap aside. I'm going to turn so I'm facing you for this hip opening stretch. Let me invite you to bring the bottoms of your feet together to touch and allow your knees to fall open like butterfly wings. This is called bound angle, Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit, and sometimes butterfly. So as the knees fall open, your heels come as close to your groin as you comfortably can. Breathe in to find length in your spine, and as you exhale, hinge forward. This posture is wonderful for stretching out the lower back, the sacrum area. Anyone working through sciatica or low back pain, this is a great stretch for you. And if that is a condition you're working on, check out our video, Yoga for Back Pain, on the Free Yoga Club YouTube channel, and I know you'll find some relief there. So just slow down your breath. Notice where you feel the stretch. Many of us, it's the inner thighs, some people in the lower back. Whatever you're feeling, as long as you're feeling good, it's working. You got it. And then rise up, and let's bring ourselves into a twist. I'll turn back to face the side so you can see what's going on. I'll ask you to extend one leg out, left leg perhaps. Take your right foot, cross it over the left, keep the right knee in the air. Hug the right knee to your chest with your left arm and place your right hand behind you. Breathe in to find length and breathe out, spiral and twist looking behind you. Take 2 more breaths here. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. On your inhale, come back to center, and let's take a little counter twist in the opposite way. Oh, that feels good. Ready for the second side? Here we go. Extend the other leg. For me, it's the right leg out. Bending the left knee, I place my left foot over the right thigh. I'm going to hug my knee to my chest with my right arm and place my left hand behind me. Flex the right toes, breathe in to grow long and tall in the spine, and as you breathe out, begin to twist to the left, looking behind you over your left shoulder. Take a few more breaths here, 2 more. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, twist. Once more, inhale, extend, and exhale, twist. On your inhale, come back to center, and as you breathe out, take a counter twist the other way. Good. Now place both feet on the mat, and maybe you need to scoot forward if you don't have much mat, and slowly come to lying all the way down on your back. Once you're lying on your back, make it comfortable for you. So for some of you, you might have some discomfort in your lower back, and if that's you, you can place your feet on the outer edges of the mat with your knees touching. You're completely reclining on your back. If your back feels pretty good, extend your legs directly out in front of you. At this point, you begin to close your eyes. Continue to lie down. This posture is called Shavasana, or relaxation pose. It's the posture we do to absorb all of the many benefits that we experience in a yoga practice. To name just a few, we built some upper body strength and lower body strength. So strength, flexibility, we did a lot of stretching. We practiced balance, And then we created what is called mindfulness, bringing us to the present moment by being connected to our physical body. And as we go through new beginnings and changes in life, it's important, I believe, to stay connected to the sensations you feel in your body. So if you choose to continue to lie on your back for a while in Shavasana, notice the sensations you feel in your body. And when you feel ready, bring yourself upright to seated. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Maybe you close your eyes and remember our intention, our inspiration for practice, to celebrate beginnings, to experience and appreciate the opportunity that all these changes are giving us, an opportunity to begin again. Draw your hands up to the third eye, the space between your eyebrows. At the end of a yoga practice, we say a Sanskrit word that means the light in me acknowledges and honors the light in you. You can share the word with me or repeat it after me if you wish. From my heart to yours, Namaste. I hope you have enjoyed this beginning yoga video and you've picked up a few Let's do that over. I hope you have enjoyed this beginning yoga video and maybe you picked up a tip or a trick or two that will help you in your yoga practice and even in your life off the mat. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Free Yoga Club, and let me know in comments below on anything you'd like to see for your future, for our yoga practice, something we can share with you. Maybe you're working through something else, like we mentioned back pain, we have that one, something in the shoulders, neck, anywhere in your body that you'd like to stretch, or a sport you do that perhaps we can offer some assistance with yoga to help improve your performance.